Hey everyone! This time we are looking at Hardcore Gaming 101 Presents, the unofficial guide to Shin Megami Tensei and Persona. So I didn't realize how many games were actually in this series and how many spin-offs and spin-off games there were. It just kind of felt a little bit overwhelming when I started flipping through this book, and also when I was looking into some of the other games, just kind of doing some internet research when I was out game collecting, and I was like, oh my god, where the heck do I start on this? This was actually a collection of games that I really hadn't heard anything about until Persona 2. I didn't even realize that Persona 2 was part of the Shin Megami Tensei series or a spin-off of it, or however you want to classify some of the other games that are kind of tied to this series, but are their own separate series as it is. After just flipping through just looking at some of these games, I can kind of see why it might not have done too well here in the US, at least at first, like with the Famicom and the Super Famicom games, just because of really how Japanese it was. Honestly, the anime style didn't really work too well here in the US right away. So, looking at kind of how creepy the imagery was, how much Nintendo of America probably would have asked them to cut out, it probably would not have been a very good game or a very good series of games here in the US. I don't think it really would have worked out too well, at least until the PlayStation era when you had more mature content in games and a lot of gamers had gotten a lot older, or at least the ones that were still playing games had gotten older. So you had a lot more exposure to anime, manga, and a lot of the Tokyo Shock and the other movies like that. And so these series were probably much more accepted then. Once Persona 3 came out, that's when that series at least got a lot more play and people became a lot more interested in it. I was really digging the 8 and the 16-bit art though, and also the Game Boy and Game Boy Color art. That's just kind of the style of games I really like. I didn't know that, at least with Shin Megami Tensei, it started off as a dungeon crawler. That would have kind of been a problem for me because I don't really like dungeon crawlers. They just sort of annoy me. I like the JRPG style where you can actually see everything that's going on. And that's sort of where the style changed, at least with Persona 2 and everything. So on top of going through all of the games that are in the series, in the spin-off series, and the games that are sort of connected to it, we also get to see some of the mangas, the animes, and also the novels that inspired the game. It's a really great collection, and it sort of gives you all of the things that you would want about Shin Megami Tensei and the Persona series all in one spot. So it really helps out someone like me that wants to do research on this, but doesn't want to go through a bunch of endless websites to try to find everything. One thing I kind of wish was that more of the games had been brought over to the US. We didn't get a whole lot of them, at least up until Persona and everything, and I really would have liked to have the Game Boy games and whatnot, just because they seemed like they would have been really cool. Anyway, guys, that's going to wrap it up. I hope you all enjoyed this little episode, and have a great day, everybody.